Alright, so this time we are going to talk about varicella-zoster virus. Let me take a color and let's start talking about varicella-zoster virus. What is it? What's the general property of varicella-zoster virus? What are the symptoms of varicella-zoster? What disease it causes? And the life cycle of varicella-zoster virus. So general properties of varicella-zoster virus goes like human alpha herpes virus 3, usually referred to as the varicella-zoster virus, is one of the 9 herpes virus known to infect humans. There are different types of herpes virus. We have discussed about some more in this whole series, and this is alpha herpes virus number 3 that is termed as a varicella-zoster virus, and it causes chickenpox in human, a disease most commonly affecting children, teens and young adults, and it can cause chickenpox in adults as well, but very rarely, and shingles in adults rarely. So what disease it causes? As I mentioned, chickenpox in children and adults also, and shingles particularly in adults, but it's rare. Structure of this virus. If you look at the structure of this virus, this is 3D structure and this is the schematic drawing. And we know that it has a icosahedral nucleocapsid where it has its own genomic content. You can see that here. Okay, double-stranded, and it has tegument protein, and surrounding the tegument it has lipid envelope which they gather from the host cell, and they have glycoprotein spikes on the surface of the membrane, and they have double-stranded DNA as a genome inside of which. Okay, so if you look at the structure, the varicella-zoster virus is a big virus. It has 150 to 200 nanometer in diameter, so it's a bigger virus, a bigger one, and enclosed within an icosahedral capsid surrounded by a phospholipid envelope that we have already talked about, and it has a genetic material, that is single genetic material, a linear double-stranded DNA with 125 kilo bases as a genome. Okay, so double-stranded DNA as a genetic material, which is unique, which is kind of new because we talked about the RNA virus till now. So what is the incubation period for varicella-zoster virus? The average incubation period for varicella is 14 to 16 days after the exposure to a varicella or a herpes zoster rash, with a range of 10 to 21 days, but generally the symptoms will come from 2 to 3 weeks. Classifications: family herpes viridae, okay, species human alpha herpes virus 3, and genus is varicella-virus, and kingdom is Hingongviri. Okay, so these are all this. So kingdom is the bigger one, remember, then genus, then species, and you're looking at species. This is not arranged in sequence basically. So first is, it will be like biggest one is the kingdom, then family, then genus, then species. This should be arranged like this. Okay, so kingdom at the beginning, then family, then genus, and last should be species. The route of transmission goes like the chickenpox is transmitted from person to person directly, touching the blisters, as we saw earlier, the blister like structure that form throughout the body. In case of children, the blisters are more. If it caused anything of the same disease in adults, there will be blisters but in less number if they touch the blisters or saliva or mucus of an infected person. Second thing, the virus can also transmit through the air by coughing and sneezing, and obviously it's a airborne infection, so it will be spreading by the coughing and sneezing. What are the symptoms? Fever, feeling tired and headache, stomach ache that lasts for 1 to 2 days, a skin rash that is very itchy and looks like many small blisters, bumps filled with liquid that looks like milky water, scabs after the blisters break, and skin that looks blotchy. These are all kind of symptoms, and this is very much visible. The symptoms are very visible, and it requires hardly any diagnostic tool to detect it. Simply you can tell that by looking at a person that the person has a chickenpox. Very distinctive features, very distinctive symptoms are always there. Now let's talk about the life cycle of this varicella-zoster virus. You know, normally there are different modes of this virus. One is the varicella infection mode, then the herpes zoster infection mode, and there is a latency infection mode. So at the very beginning, if it's a varicella viral infection, then the infection can go like through mouth and nasal cavity, and the primary skin infection it will cause. Then it will cause T-cell viremia, and then these T cells can move from one place to the other, and finally through the spinal cord, dorsal root of ganglion, it reaches other parts of our body and cause dermatomes and different blisters like structures in the body. But let's talk about how this virus cause infection inside of a cell. So it starts with the varicella-zoster virion, and the fusion of this virus with the host cell membrane is done, fusion and uncoating, and it releases the genetic material, that is linear double-stranded DNA, and this linear DNA is inserted, okay, inside the nucleus of the host cell. And this is something unique because it is a DNA virus, so it will take the nucleus of the host as its home, it will hijack it as its home and can start infection. So the DNA goes inside of the nucleus of the host, and this linear DNA it goes around of replication, and there are three different stages: immediate, early protein production, and late proteins. So these proteins, they have different roles to play during the process of viral particle making. The immediate early proteins are needed for the DNA replication purpose, so DNA duplication is done. Then early proteins start to prepare, which will make the capsid structure, and late proteins are those ones which will be needed to properly hold the structure in place and also to be embedded to the membrane, so that while the viral particle comes out from the nucleus, it takes some part of the host cell membrane while bulging it out. And during this part, budding and assembly, the secondary envelopment requirement is generally made with the late proteins, and they contain all this glycoprotein that acts as a receptor on the surface of this virus envelope, okay, and then finally the virion release will be completed. So this is the overall life cycle of the varicella-zoster virus. So it may have a latency if it takes the spinal route, but it can go directly to spread within a week or within 2 weeks, max to max 3 weeks, and it will obviously start to show its symptoms, very distinct symptoms of chickenpox. So that's all about the chickenpox causing virus, varicella-zoster virus. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to this channel to get more videos like that in future. Thank you. Bye.